Hello and
Good
welcome
afternoon.
and good afternoon. So, like you heard, we are two moderators right now, Michael Onhoff and me, Jens Schonowski. We will have a Admiral Markets special webinar, and now the voice goes to Michael, and we will have a nice start like with every webinar.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for this wonderful introduction, Jens. Good afternoon and welcome to an Admiral Markets special, a webinar dedicated to new ESMA regulation for Forex and CFDs traders. In this webinar today, information on new maximum leverage, difference between professional and retail clients, professional status, how to apply, and the answers to the most common questions asked about new regulation. Let's go through our risk disclaimer. Forex and CFDs trading carries high amount of risk and is not suitable for all investors. For full information, please visit our website admiralmarkets.com or get in touch with one of our account managers. My name is Michael Onhoff and I'm a manager of Admiral Markets Estonia. And with me today, live from Berlin, my good colleague Jens Schonowski, member of the Admiral Markets Management Board. Good afternoon, Jens. Great to have you here.
Today we will share the work. Most of the presentation will be done by Michael, and later we will have FAQ, frequently asked questions section. There maybe I will take the main part. We prepared a lot of, but maybe you have some more questions in mind what we didn't thought about right now. So also live in the webinar, you have the option to ask your question. Just type down with your keyboard all the questions and we will collect them. And if we didn't answer a question during the webinar, we will answer it to the end of the webinar. So let's have a nice start and welcome to this special webinar.
A reminder, Admiral Markets hosts a series of daily trading ideas webinars hosted by Europe's leading day traders. You can participate in the webinars live through the GoToWebinar program or watch the recordings on our YouTube channel. If all that is not enough of a reason to choose Admiral Markets, check out some more reasons why you should trust our wonderful brand. We have best offer indices. DAX 30 remains our ultimate bestseller. Mini contracts on CFDs, micro lots on Forex pairs, excellent STP order execution, all types of leverage from 1 to 10 to 1 to 500. And of course, our award-winning MetaTrader plugin, The Supreme, available for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. You can always contact Admiral Markets via the phone, email, you can get in touch through social media, or use live chat on all Admiral Markets web pages. But for now, ESMA. This year, European Securities and Markets Authority, ESMA, released a new regulation. This regulation will apply to all retail clients who are clients of a European Union regulated broker. The new regulation will be effective starting from 1st of August 2018. It is expected that brokers will start implementation a couple of days in advance. Admiral Markets, for instance, is planning to start on Monday, the 30th of July. This webinar will focus on the effects of new regulation, and the new regulation will have the biggest effect on leverage. So let us look, what is leverage?
And of course, it's an overview, like every overview, maybe some small details, what is not so interesting for the majority of the people, we will not focus on today, but we will provide you with more information where you can check out more, like the ESMA original press release and stuff more. Here we have an overview for a better understanding for all of our clients. So let's go ahead with the next slide.
Okay, well, first of all, as mentioned earlier, the new regulation will have the biggest effect on leverage. So what is leverage? Leverage allows traders to use borrowed funds in order to open larger positions. Pretty much, higher the leverage, higher are your potential profits and losses. Basically, higher the leverage, higher the risk. High leverage allows traders to trade with smaller margin. Margin refers to the amount of funds, of course, that the trader must personally put up in order to open a position using leverage. Higher the leverage, lower the margin required. And as the leverage goes down, the margin required becomes higher. According to ESMA, as we will see on the next slide, the new leverage will be as follows. 30 to 1 for all major Forex pairs, 20 to 1 for non-major pairs, gold, and major indices such as DAX or SP 500. 10 to 1 for commodities such as Brent or WTI, for instance, and non-major indices. For individual equities, new leverage will be 5 to 1 and 2 to 1 for all cryptocurrencies instruments. As mentioned previously, if your leverage goes down, required margin goes up. Let's look at the diagram on the right. This diagram illustrates the margin that will be required to open one lot of DAX 30 CFD. With the current maximum leverage of 1 to 500, the required margin is just 24 euros. When the new leverage for retail clients is applied, and it's going to be, as seen on the previous slide, 1 to 20, because it's a major index, with a 1 to 20 leverage, you will need 600 euros to open the exact same position on DAX. This is very nicely illustrated on the diagram, 24 and 600 euros, the difference in margin. Let's look at another example. Let's take Euro USD, for instance, which is the most popular currency pair. With the 500 leverage, you will need 200 euros as margin to open one lot of Euro USD. With the leverage of 1 to 30, since Euro USD is a major pair, retail clients will need 3.3 thousand euros to open the exact same position. Jens? So how does the leverage affect your trading style? First of all, please make sure you keep your eyes on the stop loss. Before you're used to new leverage and new margin, it's very, very important for you not to overextend your risk. So please, please keep an eye on all the stop loss positions and your margin requirement. You have to ensure that you have adequate capital and you follow your risk management strategy closely. And of course, you need adequate capital in your account. People ask us often, what is adequate capital? For people who ask this question, we can sum it up in saying that adequate capital is first of all the capital you are prepared to lose. And when opening the positions, please keep in mind the risk management dictates that you need to be able to take up to 15 losses in a row and still have most of your balance in place. If your risk strategy and risk management techniques make sure that you can take 15 losses in a row, well, chances are your capital inadequate and your risk strategy, risk management system is in place as well. Now, previously, we have been talking about retail clients who will be trading with smaller leverage. The new regulation classifies some clients as professional clients. Unlike retail clients, professional clients will have access to maximum leverage available. When it comes to negative balance protection policy, Admiral Markets is planning to upgrade the existing policy to cover professional clients as well, up to £50,000. And of course, professional clients will have access to the full range of instruments available. But there's no sweet without the sour. If you're the professional clients, as will be illustrated on the next slide, there will be certain disadvantages as well.
Did I miss something, or did you forget to talk about the biggest advantage? So the biggest advantage of the professional client, of course, is that there will be no restriction by ESMA about the leverage. The high leverage, like up to 500 for Admiral Markets, will be still available for you if you are a professional client. And now we will come.
Well, no matter what, it's always very good to repeat the most important points. Yes, professional clients will have access to the highest leverage available, but there are the advantages, and also we're supposed to talk about the minuses, disadvantages of being a professional client. The biggest ones are that you agree to waive some of the protections offered to you by Admiral Markets. For instance, you will not have an unlimited balance protection, something which retail clients will enjoy. The professional clients will have their balance protection capped by £50,000. And of course, if you classify yourself and we classify you as a professional client, you will have to communicate with us, and we'll be able to communicate to you as a market professional. Let's look at the retail clients.
One thing to add, unfortunately, Admiral Markets is not the only broker out in the world. We believe and we see that some other brokers also start to implement an offer for professional client, but not all of them will offer some additional safeguards like Admiral Markets will do with a negative balance protection policy. So we are hoping if you like to get a professional client, you will do it with Admiral Markets. If not, other brokers are outside too, but lots of them will not offer an additional protection. So check all the details out if you're going to another broker. And now we're coming to the next slide.
Okay, so we talked about the professional clients who have access to all the trading instruments. They will be able to trade with the highest leverage available, but they do not have unlimited balance protection, and they communicate to us as professionals. When it comes to retail client, the biggest advantage, of course, is that you will have 100% negative balance protection. This is the most important part of being a retail client. The disadvantage, as mentioned previously a number of times, your leverage will go down, your margin requirement will go up. Again, 1:30 for major Forex pairs, 20:1 for indices and gold, 20:1 for 10:1 for individual equities, 2:1 for cryptocurrencies. Now, probably right now, somewhere in your head, you're making a decision whether or not you want to be a professional client. Now, if you want to qualify for a professional client, you need to fit 2 criteria out of 3 in order to classify. First, you need sufficient trading experience with Admiral Markets or any other broker. What constitutes sufficient trading experience? At least 10 orders per quarter over the period of previous 4 quarters, with the notional value of all orders exceeding 20,000 euros. That's criteria number 1. There's a second criteria. You can have a financial portfolio exceeding 500,000 euros, so 500,000 as your financial instrument portfolio is criteria number 2. And the third one, you must have sufficient knowledge of working or having worked in the financial sector for at least a year in the professional position. If you can prove that you qualify for at least 2 of those 3 criteria, you will be classified as a professional client. Do I understand this correctly, Jens?
You can apply for. It doesn't mean if you're fitting minimum two of them, you will be automatically a professional client. You can decide to apply for, and that we will show again in the next slides. So if you don't do any actions, you will be still, even if you fulfill all 3 of them, a retail client. Only if you apply for getting a professional client status, you will get it.
Thank you very much, Jens, for this observation. You are 100% correct. Of course, if you want to be a professional client, you need to submit an application which will be reviewed by our compliance department. If you have not requested to be classified as a professional, you will be classified as a retail client. So Jens rightly put it that you cannot be classified as a professional automatically. The only automatic classification can be a retail client if you do not apply. If you want to apply to become a professional client, you can do so by logging into your trader's room. For more information, please observe the link. You can go to our website, admiralmarkets.com/professional client, and obtain full information on the professional client status and the application process as well.
We are doing this webinar for our global audience in English language. So this link, what you see here, is of course a link to the .com English webpage, but we have that also for all our country web pages also in your local language. Just check them out. If you don't find them on your own, just contact, like we show later, your local client support team and they will help you. Or just visit the trader room, our client portal, where you can manage anything around your demo and real account. And we come to the next slide.
In conclusion then, if your application for a professional status is successful, you'll be able to trade with a maximum leverage of 1 to 500, but without some protection. If you continue trading as a retail client though, you'll benefit from 100% market protection, but remember, you might need higher account balance because the leverage is going to be lower and the margin requirement is going to be higher. Do you have anything to add, Jens, to this conclusion?
No. And we're coming to the next slide.
No. Okay, well, now is the most important part because we have been communicating to our clients regarding the new regulation by ESMA for quite a while, I think around 2 months. And all offices of Admiral Markets has received numerous questions from our clients. We have collected the most important, the most interesting ones, and now Jens, who has the most knowledge on this process, has kindly agreed to answer the most frequently asked questions. Let's start with question number 1. Why is leverage limited by ESMA? Why is this decision being taken?
Like you can read from ESMA's point of view, too many retail clients lose too much money by trading CFDs with a high leverage. Retail clients who might have less experience when it comes to CFD trading should enjoy a better protection against high risk. So that's why the decision from ESMA is made to limit the available leverage. It's not a secret. If you join Admiral Markets, our webinars or anything else what we provide, like web page content or whatever, it's clear. If you have a leverage, for example, of 500, instead of 1% profit, you can make 500% profit. But it always goes in both directions. Instead of 1% loss, you can make multiplied by the leverage 500% loss. That's the game. So chances and losses goes hand in hand. Nothing else is existing in the world. And the ESMA view was that too many retail clients lose too much money. That's why this decision was made.
Okay, one question that our clients love to ask, especially after hearing about the new regulation. What is ESMA?
So it's a shortcut of the European Securities and Market Authority. It's an independent European regulatory agency. Its aim is to maintain safety and stability with the European financial system. And like we said, if you like to read more, any existing detail what the ESMA as a regulator published, just follow that link here and you will find many details, everything what is maybe possible to know about it. And if there's any open questions, please feel free live in this webinar to type down this question and we're looking to answer for that, or just contact later if it comes later to your mind. Contact your local support team from Admiral Markets.
The next question was the number 1 most frequently asked question ever. When are those changes coming into force? We didn't have full information on this, but now we have and we're ready to share it with you.
Yeah, if you asked us that in April or May, we didn't have the answer, like nobody in the world had. And on 1st of June, last Friday, the ESMA published it again. So it will be effective not later like Wednesday, the 1st of August 2018. And usually it's to expect it that the brokers will not implement it on the latest second or the latest minute. So usually all brokers will implement it a couple of days before. The estimated start date by Admiral Markets is session opening on Monday, 30th of July 2018. So 2 business days before that latest possible day by the ESMA.
The next question, we will try to communicate it over and over again so people don't forget that the changes are happening and there will be a change happening to their open positions. So now Jens will tell us how the new leverage will affect open positions of our clients.
People also ask, will you close my positions when the ESMA regulation will get into effect? The answer for closing position is no, but the answer for the leverage effect is yes. So let's take a closer look. Even if you have open positions over 13th of July 2018, the new margin requirements will get into effective. So if you have open positions, the new margin requirements will be mandatory for you. You can decide to apply for professional client, and if you get professional client status, nothing will change for you. Or also another option, you can send more money making a new deposit, or you can reduce manually your open position. Also, we are talking about front-running information around 2 months. And 2 months in the CFD business is maybe something like in other businesses 2 years. So we are still having lots of time, around about 2 months, but you should be informed and maybe preparing already now that it should be in around about 2 months. If you are still will be a retail client and still will have an open position to that time, it will come into effect also for the open positions.
So before we go to the next slide, slight question. So if you're a professional client and your leverage stays the same, it means that your positions will not be affected.
Correct.
Okay, well, in this case, the next question is super important. What happens if a client does not qualify as a professional client?
Admiral Markets is still happy and proud to offer the service to you. So you can still trade Forex and CFDs. You can benefit from long and short trading. If you're maybe just a classic stock or share trader, there you can only make profit if the markets goes up. One of the biggest benefits from CFD trading is that you can make long and short trading, so benefit from upgoing and downgoing markets. The only thing or the only small issue is that the maximum leverage available for you will be for Forex majors 30 and for mainers or index CFDs 20. And you will get an improved protection and unlimited negative account balance protection. So your maximum risk is your account balance.
Okay, lovely. But usually we get those questions, and the peak for those questions is usually around April when the tax season, is in its peak. But what happens to the tax status of the person who applied for professional status? Does his tax status change?
The answer is no. You are responsible for the applicable taxation. So for Forex and CFD trading activity, Admiral Markets does not pay any taxes on your behalf. You are still now I'm missing the English word. You still have to do all the taxation on your own. Let's say it like that. Doesn't matter if you're a retail or professional client, it will be the same.
Okay, the next question is going to be very, very important to people who are listening to our webinar from outside of the European Union. We have a lot of clients from the outside of the European Union as well. Will all the brokers be affected by this change? Are there any exceptions at all?
Following the ESMA, all in the European Union regulated brokers will be affected by the changes and have to comply with the new ESMA requirements. Doesn't matter if the home regulator of this broker will be United Kingdom, UK, or maybe Cyprus or any other country, as long as it's in the European Union. And even if your main residence address is outside of the European Union, there's also a question about that. I'm living in Morocco, one live participant is asking for, so maybe it's not affecting me. The answer is, unfortunately, it will also affect you as long your trading account is on a broker side at a broker like Admiral Markets who is regulated in the European Union. Doesn't matter if your main residence is out of Europe or inside of Europe. As long your trading account is in the European Union, it will be affected you.
Okay. Next question is as follows. We've talked about major currency pairs that are going to have a leverage of up to 1 to 30 and minor currency pairs with the leverage of 1 to 20. What pairs are exactly the major ones with the leverage of 1 to 30?
Also, that is defined by the ESMA. So all currency pairs, including US dollar, Euro, Japanese yen, British pound, Canadian dollar, or Swiss franc will be defined as a major Forex pair, and all other currency pairs will be considered as minors with maximum leverage up to 20.
And exactly the same question about indices, because indices have been one of the most popular instruments for trading over the past years. We have indices with a leverage of 1 to 20 as maximum, and indices with a leverage of 1 to 10. So which ones are going to have the 1 to 20 leverage?
So the major index CFDs with maximum leverage up to 20 will be FTSE, CAC 40, DAX, the German index, Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, Nikkei, ASX, and Stocks 50. There you will have a maximum leverage available of 20, and all others will be minus with maximum leverage of 10.
So to sum up, to make sure that we leave with this very, very important point, what are the differences between retail and professional clients?
Yeah, I will just read out what you can also read. According to the regulators, retail clients are common private clients with average experience and knowledge, and the raise are low capital or also just starters, beginners, newbies. This also can include corporate customers. So if you've maybe a corporate company account with us, it doesn't mean that you are a professional client. By the definition of ESMA, you will be also classified as a retail client, and only if you can apply as a legal client, then you can maybe getting the classification of a professional client. Professional clients, in the sense of the authorities, are extremely experienced customers who can act with large sums of capital and know how to correctly assess the enormous risk involved in high leverage trading and can bear the risks. These criteria, or three criteria, have been published to be registered as a professional client. We showed that a couple of slides before. At least two of them must be met to qualify as a professional client. And you have to apply actively for that status. If you do nothing, you will be, as a default, classified as a retail client.
Okay, so it is understood that not all clients will be able to become professionals even if they want to. Not everybody. So to those ones who understand that they cannot apply or they want to stay as retail clients, can they get familiar with the new leverage requirements? Can they trade with a leverage of up to 30 or up to 20?
Yeah, we updated our technical backgrounds a couple of days ago. So if you have a demo or real account at Admiral Markets, doesn't matter if it's MT4 or MT5, just log into your client portal trader room, and there you can manage your demo and real account, and you can, if you like, to change the leverage, also using now the new leverage steps. 500, 250, 30, 20, and 10. These are the available leverage steps. And yeah, it was all the time the same. So that's why maybe Admiral Markets was not the main address, but we have to fulfill that, of course, too. All the time in the past, the last years, any client of us could already choose maybe just to trade with a lower leverage like 10. Many competitors didn't have such option. And now we added also the new leverage steps of 20 and 30. Don't forget, a big notice, any changing of leverage will also affect open trading positions. So maybe just try to get familiar with a demo account, not with a real account if you have open positions. But for both types, you can do it. For demo and real accounts, it's available already right now.
So, but I mean, if you don't really want that, if you don't want to be patronized or regulated by ESMA, is there anything you can do about it?
European regulation does not, unfortunately, differentiated between individual customers and their needs, but introduce a unified regulation across Europe for all retail clients. Only professionals will be able to use the previous higher leverage as soon as the new rules come into force. There was time period for giving feedback to ESMA before this new regulation get into force, and many people in the press was to read over 10,000 feedbacks was sent to ESMA, and if the press report is correct, the big majority of all feedback was that they don't want such drastic change in leverage. Maybe a change of maximum leverage of 100 would be better, was the feedback of many people who sent the feedback. Nevertheless, ESMA has now decided differently, and there won't be any other ways for retail clients in the European Union like this new regulation by ESMA. As a retail client, maximum leverage for Forex majors 30, only if you can apply and will be reclassified as a professional client, you still have a higher leverage up to 500 with Admiral Markets.
So do I understand you correctly that the bottom line is that if you want to enjoy the protection of a regulated European Forex and CFDs broker, you need to comply with the regulatory change and adjust to it. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much, Jens. And now I think it's a good time for us to take your questions.
Yeah, we will now review all the questions in the live webinar, and all the time we will show that slide. So we have many local services. This webinar is held in English, but if you like to speak in Estonian language, in German, in Spanish, in French, whatever, 18 country offices, you can choose your local customer support, and they will be really happy, my colleagues, to help you. Let's see which questions we didn't answer so far. What came up from the live participants? Do the new regulations apply globally, and when do they come effective? Well, globally not, but the whole European Union, or more specific European Economic Area. That is a little bit different. So, but let's say in average European Union, that's not global. So only for the European countries it will be coming. And like said already, it will be not later than 1st of August. And usually all the brokers will implement it not on the latest 2nd, usually a couple of days before. And the estimated start date for Admiral Markets will be 30th of July 2018. What will happen with existing accounts? We answered already. Also, existing accounts are affected. Do we know requirements applying to Australian clients? No, we don't know. For the Australian clients, the Australian regulation is mandatory. So if you are maybe living in Australia and like to know that, please contact the Australian broker or the Australian authority. Here in this webinar, we are only able to answer the European view. Sorry that I can't go into more details about Australia. What will happen after Brexit? Still, ESMA regulation apply in the UK. So nobody knows when it will be effective in the United Kingdom, and still United Kingdom right now in July, August, September, October is in the European Union. So even for UK and UK regulated brokers, it will become into effect. What anybody can read in the press, there will be a long time period, usually of 2 years. And in that 2 years, usually nothing should change. And it is to expect it that the United Kingdom Financial Conduct Authority, UK FCA, still will be taking the same regulation like the ESMA method right now. I already applied for a professional trader status some days ago because I've received an email with a link. Do I need to go to the web and do it again, or is it all right with what I did? Is a question of another participant. Well, like we said, I hope we said so. The estimated start date from Admiral Markets is 30th of July. And please don't wait if you like to apply for professional client status to the latest minute or latest second. Every reclassification will take usually a couple of business days for checking if you are eligible or not. And if you did it a couple of days ago, maybe a couple of days more it will take. If you didn't hear anything from us, I would say after 5 business days, please contact your client support and we will check it, but you don't have to do it twice. If you did so online, just give us a couple of days and we will check your application. Thanks for that question. Is this webinar recorded? Yes, it is. A couple of hours later, you will find in our international YouTube channel what we showed also to the start of this webinar. Just visit admiralmarkets.com and then go down to the webpage, and there our YouTube English channel is linked from. What about Swiss customers? So we said it already, but important questions. Let's answer them again, just to avoid misunderstandings. If you are having your trading account at a EU-regulated broker, doesn't matter if you are outside the European Union, like Swiss or Morocco or any other country or not. It is important if your broker is regulated by a European authority. If it is like that, like Admiral Markets UK Ltd, it will also affect you. Doesn't matter if your main residence is in Swiss or anywhere else. Is it possible to have 2 accounts on the same time with Admiral Markets, one professional and one retail account? Very, very good question. And the answer is no. You can have more than one account, but all your accounts, all your trading accounts will have the same status, professional client or retail client. If you like to run for any reason one account as a retail and one account as a professional, maybe think about if maybe one family member of you do it like that, so a second account, or maybe you have a company and you run a private account and a corporate account, or any similar solution like that. But as one person, it's not possible to have 2 classifications like that, unfortunately. Will I be able to apply to professional account status after 1st of August? Of course. But if you already trade now and you maybe have open positions or you like to get higher leverage, don't wait, please, for the latest second. Every reclassification at us and all other brokers too could take a couple of days. So please don't wait for the latest second. If you like to get no effect from that, I would minimum ask you to apply 1 or 2 weeks before, better 2 weeks as one, because you never know, it will take 3 days, 5 business days, whatever. So be on the safe side and don't do it on the latest second. What is the probability that ESMA will review the product intervention measures after 3 months and cancel them? Well, anything is possible. The power of the ESMA is that they can do product interventions, but only for 3 months. They have the option to reactivate, if you can say it like that, in the 3 months for another 3 months, and after that, after 3 months again. But by law or by the power of authority, right now they have only the intervention measure for 3 months. So let's see what will come in 3 months. It is too expecting that they do it for more than 3 months, but nobody knows. We just can sit and wait. We are not the regulator. We have just to follow them. Will there be any chances to the rollover for the policy about rollover if you hold a position overnight? No, we are having no chances about that. What proofs do I need to bring on the table if I want to qualify as a professional client status? Well, usually you go to the webpage, what we show to you. Maybe I go some slides back that you can see it again, and just follow that rules, what you see there. Let's see, it's this link here. And in a couple of days, we will have an updated web page content that it will be more easy to find. But for now, it will be that link. And just apply. And you answer these 3 criteria. And it could be that our compliance department and at other brokers the same ask for some documents about that. But that's single case by single case. Please apply if you believe that you are an eligible client for professional client status, and if you need some more documents from your side, our compliance department will contact you case by case. I applied already for professional client status. When and how I will be informed. Usually you will get an information by email, and I don't know when you did it, but usually a couple of business days will take. So if it's maybe 1 or 2 business weeks, it's quite normal. Sometimes it takes just 3, 4, 5 business days. Sometimes it takes a little bit more. If you didn't hear something for a long time, just please contact your local client support and we will check your status. And we will inform you if you are reclassified or not, usually by email. Many questions come more than one time, so I will say it again because so many questions about that. Can I apply to get a professional client status also after 1st of August? Yes, you can, but from 1st of August, if you don't apply before, you will be classified as a retail client with the maximum available leverage like we presented for Forex majors, for example, of just 30. I was classified like a professional client already. I use MetaTrader 4. Is there some changes planned for me, like migration to MetaTrader 5 or anything? The answer is no. You can still choose if you like to trade with MT4 or MT5. The MT5 is the future. So maybe you saw that all new instruments, like many stock CFDs or ETF CFDs or many other stuff, what we add to our client offer or product offer will be only available for MetaTrader 5. So it makes sense to get familiar with MetaTrader 5, but there's nothing planned, no hard cut for you. If you like to trade still with MetaTrader 4, you can do. But if you ask me, should you get familiar with MetaTrader 5? The answer is a strong yes. I get familiar with MetaTrader 5, I would say 7, 8, 9 months ago. And since I did it, I never logged into my MT4 account anymore. Why? Because if you know the MT4, everything is the same layout and design with MT5, but it's more fast, more convenient. You have more options, you have more trading instruments, and it's just a better and modern tool. So if you like to get familiar, maybe just try it for a couple of days via demo, and then you make your own decision if you like to trade with MT4 or MT5. So about the different leverage steps, does that mean that retail clients would need more money to make more percentage gains? Well, if you're still a retail client after 1st of August or after 30th of July, when we plan the migration, yes, if you like to trade the same style like before, you will need more money because there's a higher margin requirement if you like to trade like before. And to picture it is nothing, no time a mistake. So let's also go back to this picture, what I guess shows it much better like any of the words. This is if you like to trade euro dollar right now with a leverage of 500 and a full one lot euro dollar. And if you trade a full lot euro dollar after 1st of August or after 30th of July at the markets, you need to have 3,333 euro on your trading account for the same lot size. And another example, same for DAX, 24 euro now with a leverage of 500, and with a new leverage of 20, you would need for one contract or one lot 600 euro. So many questions I will not repeat again because we all had it in the webinar. Maybe I go back also to one of the first slides. Here's the YouTube channel, but don't forget, it's all linked from admiralmarkets.com. So we will upload it to YouTube, allow us maybe 1 or 2 hours. It will always take technical time. And then you can watch this live webinar again on our YouTube channel. We inform you already now, like I said, round about 2 months before that will be getting effective. And 2 months, it's quite a long time in leverage trading business. So please keep up to date. Maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, there will be some more informations. We definitely will upgrade our webpage content. The new offer we introduce for professional clients will be called Admiral Markets Pro. All the details will be hopefully available in 1 or 2 weeks on our webpage. So please check it out. And yeah, join all our other webinars. We will inform and talk about the new measures for the whole European Union, for all traders in the EU more and more again. Communication is king, communication is all, and Admiral Markets will do everything that you will be fully informed to making your own best decision. We don't say that it's better to went for professional client. You can still trade as a retail client, or you can make the decision that professional client status is better for you. It's not us to make the decision, it's you. So please check all out, all available information, and maybe also checking out other independent advice or other independent sources if you like to do so. Again, maybe that's the last slide for now. I will show the original press release from the ESMA. Let's see on which slide it is. Here it is. So here you can check it out on your own if you like to do so. Any questions, anything what I maybe should pointing out again? Michael, what is your view, or everything is done with our webinar right now?
I think all major questions have been answered, but if you ever have a question that you cannot find an answer to, make sure you get connected to either one of our account managers in any of the countries we operate in, and they will either get a question to you, answer to you right on the spot, or they will consult with the colleagues internally and deliver a full, precise, and relevant answer to you via email, phone, or any other means necessary. Thank you very much for your attention. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Jens, for taking your time to participate in this special webinar.
And again, that's the last words for now. It's an overview. So by example, we didn't set any word about binary options, what is also one of the measures of the ESMA, but we never offered binary options. So it's an overview. If you're missing one point, please contact us or do your own independent research. Yeah, greetings from Berlin office. I guess nobody can not hear it. I have a German accent, so my roots is in Germany, but maybe some of my quality is also made in Germany. So if you have any questions, check your local support without any accent, and we are really happy to help you. We are a big international broker, over 18 country offices. So check out your local country support and we will help you. We are speaking your language. Greetings from Berlin. Thanks to Michael. Bye-bye, and all the time, good trades.